Howdy, howdy, hools. Welcome back to the Daydream Arcade, and welcome back to Spicy Reddit Stories. Today, we're doing Am I the Devil, the subreddit where everyone is a gigantic weenie. All right, so my first one was cross-posted by user Lovely Louise, and this was originally from a deleted user from Am I the Weenie? Am I the weenie for telling members of my cooking class not to eat bad food? I picked this one because Morgan and I have been watching a lot of Hell's Kitchen lately. We just recently watched the Young Guns season. And
have you seen the new season?
Did they throw it up on Hulu yet? Probably not, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's on Hulu.
It's one of the concept seasons. I really like the concept ones where this one is the 20-somethings versus the 40-somethings. We're at the point now where Gordon divided it, where he's like, I can't do this anymore. Women versus men. Anyway, watching a lot of Hell's Kitchen, watching a lot of cooking stuff. I also have something, Discovering Italy, I think it is, with Stanley Tucci. It is on Max, and it is great.
His face is kind of traumatizing from the Lovely Bones. So every time I see him, I'm like, oh.
You just get that little chill up your spine.
Yeah, I'm like, no. Because I saw him in Sex and the City. Because my mom loved that show.
I've never seen it.
It's, a show.
It's a show. It's
a show. It's, don't think you would like it. It's not that great. And then I saw him in The Lovely Bones, and I was like, well, that's ruined.
I, 46 male, am taking a cooking class. It's an adult education class for beginner cooks and focuses on knife skills and basic cooking principles. I've been cooking my whole life. Good for you. And came from a family that cooked a lot, but I never learned the proper gourmet techniques. Most of the people in my class only cook occasionally. There's one young woman, 20s, who says she barely cooks at all. During the first class, we were asked to state our skill level and what we hope to get out of the class. And she said, my family never cooked, and I always thought cooking was a stressful activity, and I want to make it a fun activity. Great, but that's not what everyone else is here for. The first day, I noticed that this girl had the burner on way too low for her soup. I turned it up for her and explained that food won't cook unless it's hot. She didn't seem to know. Written in parentheses. I also brought over all of her ingredients so she wouldn't have to run around panicking when it came time to blend in her herbs. She thanked me, but moved her ingredients further down the table away from me. I thought it was rude, but didn't dwell on it. At the next class, she was supposed to be melting chocolate, which is one of the easiest things to do. I don't like how he's commenting these like side comments. Her food won't cook unless it's hot, and then it's a little rude to put in the parentheses. She didn't seem to know. I noticed that her chocolate was starting to melt in the pot, but that she was getting a drink from her water bottle. I immediately turned her burner down and called her over, just to explain how food sometimes needs to be watched and things can happen very quickly. Again, she was moody and rude. Maybe she doesn't want to have a classmate explain it to her, you know?
Not explain, mansplain.
Mansplain. Finally, at her third class, she was actually one of the students put in charge of the entree. Up until now, she had been making appetizers and desserts, which people in the class can choose either to eat or ignore. But it's expected that everyone will at least try the entree. I was, of course, really concerned for my classmates. I didn't want anyone to get sick or to eat something disgusting.
Wow.
While we were cooking or serving ourselves the different courses, I hovered around the entree and tried to make casual comments like, that doesn't look completely fresh to me, and asked her what help she needed. The main course was fish, and I didn't think that an inexperienced cook like her could safely serve the dish to everyone else. I was already frustrated from dealing with this girl that could barely cook at all, so I answered honestly. Don't trust someone who can't even boil soup to bake a salmon. Most people chuckled, but after the girl got upset, some folks came up to me afterwards and said that I should have given her food a chance. I disagree, because I think people can actually get sick from eating bad cooking, and this girl shouldn't have agreed to cook for everyone if she was this poorly skilled.
That guy needs to be hit in the face with a frying pan.
A frying pan, a rolling pin, rolled out so he's like Flat Stanley.
God. This guy seems fucking insufferable, dude. He's got that holier than thou energy.
Yeah, and it's like the people that have that think that they're being helpful, which is the saddest part. They're
just so condescending.
Like, yeah. And it's like the saddest thing is that sometimes in these cases, I wonder if they even realize that they're being condescending.
No. they think they're the main character. That they're like, he has that savior complex. I wonder if he's white.
And they say that a hero can save us. Yeah, no, I bet that guy listens to that song on repeat in his car, even though it's a fucking banger. I bet that that's the soundtrack to his life.
That man's a Creed fan.
Yeah. Can you take me higher? Top comment here. This man is insufferable. I don't know what I would have said if some guy said this to me.
Punched him in the face.
Yeah. Again, frying pan to the face, roll out like Flat Stanley.
Literally, as soon as you saw him coming up to you, just grab the pan you're using and whoopah, backhand him.
Maybe stick his hand in the blender. Turn it on.
In the blender. Yeah.
Comment below that one reminds me of the guy who helpfully explained parking lots to me once. There are arrows, you see, and they tell you which way you're supposed to go. That way, people don't crash into each other while they're backing out of their spots. It's much safer. Have you ever had somebody mansplain to you? And I don't count. I need to cover all my bases here.
Many times, my friend.
What's one that sticks out in your mind?
Anytime my dad speaks to me.
Your dad watches our videos, doesn't he?
Only when my mom shows him.
She won't show him this. It's fine.
Just don't clip this, guys. Just don't clip.
Yeah, don't clip this. Don't clip this.
Oh, no, but what is the fucking word I'm trying to think of? Instance.
Mansplain?
No.
Oh, instance.
Instance of mansplaining is when I was first starting at like my job, and I was on a certain station of said job, and I had been doing that. So like I had already trained, like whatever. It was like after my training, like I was working. I was a working gal.
Yes. Yeah.
And I had been doing that station for like 4 or 5 hours. I had like a 7-8 hour shift. So I was doing that for like 4 or 5 hours. Like I got it down, right?
Yeah.
And this trainer comes in because he was like opening the store that we were in. And he comes in and he starts telling me like how I should do everything and like how everything goes. And like, oh, you got to do this when you do this, when you do this. Oh, and when you do this, you got to do this. It was just really rough for me to stay calm, but I stayed calm.
When you did that sigh, I don't know about you, but when I'm talking and if I'm like having a confrontation with somebody, number one, I don't like conflict that much.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm working on it, but when I'm trying to have a serious conversation with someone and I just hear them go... Or like sigh. I thought that when you sighed that he was sighing or something like that. And I'm like,
no. That was me like trying to calm my shit down because I was thinking of what happened.
I hate those moments where you think back on something that happened, even if it was like long ago, and it still gets you angry. It's just thinking about it.
It's just crazy. It's just people have nothing but audacity.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Like I know that was his job and like he was like helping train and shit. But I was like, yeah, no, I've been doing this since like we opened, whatever. And it was like many hours after that. And he was like, oh, okay. Continues to explain after I'm doing said thing. I don't know if you saw it when you scrolled down a little bit in the comments, but someone said, I also saw mansplaining called correctile dysfunction.
Correctile dysfunction.
Erectile dysfunction. That's pretty fucking awesome.
I'm sorry to anybody that watches our videos that might know me in real life. If I've ever mansplained to you, either I didn't realize I was mansplaining because I'm a fucking moron. Number two, I was young and I was a douchebag back then. So I probably didn't really know what I was doing because I was also stupid back then and an asshole. And when you combine those two things together, you get a toxic man.
I always know that you never mean to mansplain. There's not a thought in that head.
There's not a thought going on up here. There's not a toxic masculine thought going up here.
Have you heard the term himbo?
Yes. What does it mean, though? Let's Urban Dictionary this shit.
Look it up. It's a good thing.
Is it?
It's mostly good.
Himbo, a dumb or naive man who, despite looking like an asshole Chad, is actually sweet, respectful, and kind.
Yeah.
Typically large, beefy, and relatively handsome. Gentle giants, if you will. I'm 5'10".
You're a gentle giant to me. It's okay.
Everyone's a gentle giant to you. Perhaps the best example of a himbo is Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah,
he is
you're giving
large,
Kronk.
strong, and stupid, but extremely kind and respectful to everyone. Do I give Kronk vibes?
Yes, but you're genuinely smart.
I'm smart in certain ways. You give me a math worksheet or something.
You give me a math and it's over.
Would you guys like us to see us do math on the channel? Would you guys watch
please don't. That would just be like 50 minutes of me just looking down like, huh?
I scroll down and there's just an ad for what causes plaque psoriasis, and it's just a close up of this old dude behind this old dude's ear, and it's just a giant thing of plaque psoriasis.
Plaque psoriasis. I just say it like that.
1 second, I need to see what Morgan thinks of this.
Are you sending her himbo?
We're recording the show right now, and I just wanted to ask you something really quick.
Do I give himbo? Do I give Kronk?
Brianna called me a himbo, and I didn't know what that meant, so I looked it up, and apparently it's a dumb or naive man, despite looking like an asshole Chad, is actually sweet, respectful, and kind.
So you don't look like a Chad, if that makes you feel better.
She's like, you don't look like a Chad, if that makes you feel better. It does.
It does.
Typically large, beefy, relatively handsome. I made it clear to her and everyone that I'm 5'10", but friendly, gentle giants. Perhaps the best example of a himbo is Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove. Do I give Kronk vibes?
Am I giving Kronk? Guys, do I serve Kronk?
Yeah, do I serve Kronk? We'll report back.
We'll get back to y'all on that.
Yeah. Last one. An attractive man, often very buff or fit, that is not particularly smart or bright, but often tries to be respectful, particularly to women.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
We love a respectful king. Woo.
Darryl, king of the himbos.
Himbos.
Here on this day, I hereby declare myself the king of the himbos.
Yeah.
Mark it down, ladies and gentlemen. This next one.
That was an incredible little segment. Oh, Jesus.
This next one is going to segue perfectly from that himbo conversation.
Oh,
no. This one was cross-posted from r/conspiracy.
Damn the flair that they have on the top.
This one is marked weenie from another realm. Women are too emotional, and we need to return to patriarchal society where logical men make decisions. Call me a himbo after this. It is abundantly well documented and studied that men and women have different traits on average. I mean, yeah. Before anyone flames me, notice I said, quote unquote, on average. There will, of course, be outliers. Women are generally more emotion-based, and men are more logic-based, which is why, for example, advertising has historically been aimed at women. Throughout history, we have had a patriarchal society where men made logical and rational decisions to protect their people, livelihoods, and especially their women and children. When I say this, I mean the average man, not those elites in power who are inherently out of touch with society and are corrupted to the core. As society slowly transitions into a more matriarchal structure, we see things slowly become even more corrupted at the top, and society is left arguing about emotional matters, making illogical decisions to pander to feelings without any logical long-term thinking. Men are becoming more feminine and subservient, and the meaning of strong women is being altered by institutions such as Hollywood. Men and women are two halves of a whole, and a healthy society needs balance between femininity and masculinity. Or you get weak, subservient boys in grown men's bodies and women acting like toxic men to show that they are strong. While things fall around us, while money is stolen from us, while our public infrastructure crumbles, we do nothing except worry and waste of time on fringe and emotion-based issues. Look at the lockdown, for example. Here we go.
Oh, that's all you needed to say.
How is it logical and rational to destroy the lives and social development of an entire generation of children, destroy the economy, destroy jobs, and destroy the physical and mental health of millions in order to, quote unquote, save people from a virus with... Emotional arguments are used to justify lockdowns as, quote unquote, you're murdering people's grandmas, or you're putting our health workers at risk, or to tell people, or tell that to... Also, that was a less than symbol, right?
I think that's greater than. I could be completely lying to you, though. Remember, don't trust me with math.
Look at the lockdown, for example. How is it logical and rational to destroy the lives and social development of an entire generation of children, destroy the economy, destroy lives, and destroy the physical and mental healths of millions in order to, quote unquote, save people from a virus with a greater than 99.7% survival rate? Emotional arguments are used to justify lockdowns as, quote unquote, you're murdering people's grandmas, or you're putting our health workers at risk, or tell that to the people dying from the virus. These emotional arguments lack the logical and long-term thinking about how these lockdowns will, in fact, kill far more people than the virus ever could. People are so fucking stupid. The fact that the ruined economy will destroy millions of lives, the fact that children will be emotionally stunted and subservient, the fact that mental health issues are skyrocketing, the fact that children's education is being destroyed, etc., etc. There's a lot more I could say on this topic, but I don't want to make this post into a huge wall of text, so I will leave it here for now.
Wow.
This totally does not seem like it's coming from an emotional at all.
No, not at all. This is completely sane, completely logical. This guy should make decisions. Does he know anger is an emotion?
I mean, that's what comments are asking down here. Men who say women are emotional never consider an anger an emotion, and that is the hill I will die on.
Yep.
Like another comment down here, I absolutely agree. Watching men get all unhinged, losing a video game, or watching sports has me like, is this the level of emotionlessness y'all referring to?
Facts. All facts. No printer, bro.
I've gotten mad at playing video games before, but
me too. I've gotten embarrassingly mad at video games. Like, it's not it's not good.
But not for years and years and years.
Yeah. I was like a teenager. But there are grown men that, like, break their shit because they lost something.
Or they think that their partner is cheating on them or something like that, so they break their door in.
Or even, like, they just get into a disagreement and they lose their mind. Or the best thing is when a man gets caught doing something he did.
I saw a TikTok recently where this girl and her friend were sitting in her boyfriend's car, and her friend was recording this whole thing go down. He was outside the car on the phone, and he had his Bluetooth connected to the car.
Was that the post where it was like Blonde 8?
Yes, Blonde 8!
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my God,
I was
dude.
like, that's the gaslighting go crazy. But I also couldn't tell if that was staged or not.
You can never tell online if anything's staged. You know, this could be staged. This entire show, yeah. It's all AI.
I'm not here.
It's not real. I'm not real.
To touch on the whole COVID thing, yeah, we needed a lockdown, my man. We needed to kind of realize what the fuck we were dealing with. Because, yeah, okay, it has a greater than 99% survival rate, but you have to think of the elderly, people that are immunocompromised, children, like babies. They were definitely sensitive to that and, you know, susceptible to death. Fucking people with heart problems.
There have been a lot of stories about people that have developed health issues from getting COVID.
Yeah, dude.
Like Bray Wyatt. Wyndham Rotunda, one of, my favorite professional wrestlers of all time, who sadly passed away last year. And like, he had a heart issue that was, made worse because of COVID. And it's like, I'm not trying to scare people, but it's, we never dealt with something like this before. I'd never dealt with something like this before in my life when the lockdown happened. And was it great staying at home and not going to work a lot? And also whenever I had to go out and get groceries, there were like no cars on the road. Like, yeah, that was a good time. And also making content at that time and being able to game with my friends all the fucking time and watch movies in Discord. Great. But I was still fucking safe. And it was still a scary time.
It was. It was a terrifying time.
We didn't know what the fuck was happening. When I see people post stuff like this, it's are they doing it to get a rise out of people, or are they genuinely
rage bait?
Yeah, it's rage bait. I refuse sometimes to believe that people are actually this dense, but when I watch TikToks and stuff of people like the blonde 8, there are plenty of men out there that give men a bad name. There are plenty of women out there that give women a bad name. Yeah. There's always going to be one or two people that just kill the vibes. Kill the vibes of life. If you're going to do anything in life, bring people up. Don't bring people down. And also,
your mom.
Also, I don't care if anybody genuinely disagrees with me about this. We could genuinely benefit from a matriarchal society.
All right. My first story was originally posted on Am I the Weenie? The title is, Am I the Weenie for setting boundaries with my boyfriend's daughter? I, 39 female, have been with my boyfriend for a little over 2 years, and I've known his children for about 6 months. He has 2 daughters with his ex-wife who are 16 and 10. Their mother is married, and they both seem very close to their stepdad, which I'm happy for them for. However, wait, you don't have my stories, don't you?
No, I don't. Also, Morgan sent me a voice message back.
Oh, shit.
Hi, babe. While I understand Brianna's train of thought, I don't feel that you have reached full himbo status. I feel like you would have to be a little more naive and probably a bit more jacked. I don't think you've reached full croc status.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
But you could be.
You definitely need to be more jacked.
We agree. I definitely need to be more jacked. I'm like twink cronk status, I'd say at
You're
most.
Twonk.
I'm twonk. I'm twonk. Yeah. Man. Okay. Yeah. No. This is why I love you. You're honest and you're very kind and you put me down nice. Anyway, thank you for your contribution. That was so funny. I love her.
God.
Okay.
Anyway. Their mother is married, and they both seem very close to their stepdad, which I'm happy for them. However, as I've gotten to know them, it's become really obvious that they view him as more of a parental figure than me, and even their actual father at times. You've known them for 6 months.
6 months.
6. His older daughter even took her driving test in her stepdad's car. They both call their stepfather dad, and while they both seem to respect and appreciate him more, his older daughter is over the top with it. Eventually, I asked both of them to stop calling him dad. To their credit, they did both seem like they were trying not to in front of my boyfriend. Okay.
All right.
And for a few weeks, everything seemed fine. However, I found out later from his younger daughter that his older daughter still does it when we aren't around. The next time I saw her was about 2 weeks ago, and I sat her down to talk to her about it, which she didn't want to, but I was firm. I told her that if she was old enough to drive, she was old enough to understand that the household rules apply even outside of the house. She just rolled her eyes at me and told me
the household rules apply outside of the house. The household rules apply outside of the house. Do you hear yourself?
That's crazy. She just rolled her eyes at me and told me to mind my business. I was frustrated, but didn't think that it was that big of a deal. My boyfriend told me that he agrees with me, but I should have let it go, and I told him that wouldn't teach her anything. It was actually her mother who was the most upset about it. She called me after her boyfriend dropped his daughters off at her house the next day and told me that I had no business telling her daughter what to call her husband and that I was way out of line. She went on and on about how if I actually cared about them, I'd be happy that they have a father figure since my boyfriend wasn't going to do it. I told her that was enough and that my boyfriend was a good father, and she hung up. His older daughter isn't speaking to either of us now and skipped their last visit with us. Am I the weenie?
Yes.
Oh boy, Arya. Who do you think you are trying to... What? Trying to tell you, not your kids, that they can't call their stepfather. I'm just assuming here, because that's all we really can do. I'm assuming that the real dad isn't really that good a one. I'm probably not. Just saying. Probably not. For them to call their stepdad dad, and for the mom to just flame him, roast him like that, saying he's not going to do it. Ooh. All right. So my next one was originally posted on Am I the Weenie as well. The title is Am I the Weenie for Not Waiting to Get Married? I, 40 female, have a 15-year-old daughter, Cindy, with my ex-husband. She goes to her father's every other weekend. 2 years ago, I began dating Jasper. I introduced him to Cindy after 6 months of dating. They really hit it off and got along great. In 2023, Cindy has had a really rough time. She started getting bullied at school, and we had to switch her to a new one. She's also struggled with depression and is in therapy. On top of that, her best friend died. I have tried to do all I can to be there for her. Jasper has been extremely supportive of her too. Last year was my ex's turn to have Cindy for the holidays. Christmas morning, Jasper proposed. We were so excited. When Cindy returned, we told her the news. She didn't say much. Later on, after Jasper left, Cindy asked when we planned on getting married. I said, as it was a second marriage to both of us, we planned on eloping in January. Cindy asked if we could wait. I asked how long she was thinking. She said at least a year. She said too much had changed in her life in the past 6 months and isn't sure if she's ready to suddenly have a stepdad, as well as someone new living in the home. I asked if there was anything she didn't like about Jasper. She stressed she loves him and is fine with us getting married, him moving in, etc. She just wants a year to continue adjusting to all the changes in her life and isn't sure if she could handle another. I told her, while I understand, we have no desire to wait. She got upset and begged me to put it off. Eventually, she realized I wasn't relenting. She gave her blessing. Jasper and I married January 15th. In the weeks since, Cindy has been severely distressed. She ended up having an episode that nearly led her to being hospitalized. Luckily, it didn't go that far. But then yesterday, I was asked to sit in on her therapy session. Cindy read me a letter saying how much it hurt that I prioritized getting married over her mental health. The therapist seemed to be supportive of this. I honestly didn't know what to say. Jasper is now saying we should have waited, but I don't know. Life can't go on hold because she's having a rough time, right? Am I the weenie? Wow.
Jasper is 15 years old.
Did you say
Something on hold for
Jasper
your-
is 15?
Sorry, no. Sorry, no, sorry.
like,
Sorry,
pardon?
Cindy. God, no.
Why is she marrying a 15-year-old?
Why is she marrying a 15-year-old?
crazy.
So sorry. Let me restart that. So OP's daughter Cindy is 15. Like, can we just restart?
You just said that so confidently. You said Jasper is 15. Okay, you restart that thought, King.
Cindy is 15.
Yeah. 15 is a rough age.
15 is a very, very rough age. That whole span of your early teenage years, even like your preteen years, like from like once you turn 12, it's over for you.
No,
it's
literally, my life went downhill when I turned 11.
It's done.
It's
Checkmate.
done.
I absolutely think that they are a little bit of a weenie because
I think they're a big bit of a weenie.
They prioritized this wedding. She wanted to get married so bad that she would skip over her 15-year-old daughter's mental health.
Dude, like, what was the rush to get married? Like, your daughter literally said, hey, I really like him. I love him. And I want you guys to get married. Just, can you wait a second because of so much shit that has gone on?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'm ready to, like she said, have somebody else, like somebody new in the house and just suddenly have a stepdad. Like, that's a big change because you're integrating a family pretty much. Granted,
Yeah.
I don't think Jasper has kids, but they did say it was his second marriage, so maybe. I don't know, man. That's just really shitty how you could prioritize wanting to get married over your kid, like her sanity. Like, your own husband can see that, hey, maybe we fucked up, but you can't, and it's your own daughter. But yeah, you are very much the weenie, and you need to get over yourself and stop focusing on the single part of being, or no, stop focusing about the single part about being a single parent.
There's plenty of single parents out there that rock.
Yeah, focus on being a parent. That's it for me. More at 11.
If you guys want to know what we're going to be doing this year for spicy Reddit stories, we're going to be posting them every Monday and Friday. And on like Wednesdays, we're going to have like gaming content. So that's the plan for the year. We're going to make the schedule. We're going to try and stick to it. We're
going to fuck up.
Throughout the course of the year, we may miss an upload or two. This isn't Unis Honest, okay?
Yeah.
We might fuck up. This year, I'm very excited to continue growing the community. I'm excited to see where 2024 leads for us. And I just want to thank all of you for giving us a chance through these Reddit videos. And it's been a lot of fun to do these. And I'm very fortunate that we have found a topic, a little niche or something that we genuinely enjoy doing. I love sitting down and just talking with you.
I hate it.
To each their own. But sometimes it's just nice to sit down and have a conversation with one of my best friends and just shoot the shit back and forth. And for some reason, people enjoy it. So thank you guys.
If you want to check me out on social media, it's at Certicate on literally everything you can think of. And yeah, sometimes I post and it's kind of funny.
If you want to follow me, you can follow me at the Dairy Boy on social media. I'm going to be posting on the community tab more often because I honestly, Twitter, X, whatever the hell, I'm never calling it X, but it's just it's a horrible place. Social media is just a bleh. I'm just going to just post on the community tab from now on, whenever I feel like posting something on social media. Maybe we'll post funny memes. I don't know. But if you guys also want to get this episode, you can get it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And follow and rate the show, please. Next week, we are going to be doing some Valentine's Day themed Reddit stuff. So stay tuned for that. We're going to talk about love. And we're also going to cringe a little bit.
Ew. Cooties.
Tune in next week for cooties. Goodbye.